Yo, 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 yo. What up with it? What's going on? What up with it? What up with it? What up with it? What up with it? What's cracking? What's cracking? I know I got a whole lot of people not feeling what I was talking about. Talking Colorado in my red hoodie. Yes, sir. We talking about this game, man. The game is here now. It's here now. Nebraska. See you at Nebraska. We're gonna talk this football game, man. Got to. There's no other way. So I'm everywhere out here on these streets, man. Talking, looking around YouTube, looking around X. All I see is everybody talking about Colorado. Obviously, they talk about them a lot. Seen some of the alums, the famous alums we may know, Joe Clapp. Everybody talking about this game with North Dakota, the things they didn't see. Now, I guess it's sometimes of who's saying certain things that will have some people upset about the way this going on. What's up, Surfer Boy? What's going on with it? What's up with it, Surfer Boy? Up in the building, checking in. What's up with you? So I said, man, I'm making videos, sitting down in the lab, chopping up some stuff, working on some other things. And I said, man, look, I gotta come in, gotta go live, because I gotta talk about this. Now, whoever wants to come join in, and we're gonna talk about this. What up, KMS? What up? What's going on? 929 in the building. What's up with y'all, man? Loving it. But I said, man, I gotta talk about this. There's absolutely no way I can go on this week and not talking about a salute. Bishop, what up with it? Salute. So let's talk about the football game because we seen Nebraska play, right? Although they played UTEP, they did play. We seen Colorado play. So based off of this year and what we have seen from these teams this year so far, I'm going to make an assumption off of the game, off of that, right? Because we could do that. Because we've seen both of these teams play by now. So we know what time it is with these teams. Solid gold. What's good with it, bruh? What's good with you? What's good with everybody? The link is up in the description. Y'all could hit the link anytime. Jump up on here because we need to discuss this Colorado and Nebraska game. We've seen both teams play by now. We've seen it. But I'm not going to keep on going on a harp on that, whatever. So let's start with, I obviously want to start somewhere good. Let's start this off good and better, right? With the receivers of Colorado. We're straight to their strengths, right? Because that's their strength. So I'll start there. Ashley, what's going on? Ashley Furrow over on Twitch. Make sure that you share it a lot over there. So that's their strengths. We seen what Travis Hunter is going to do. We know what Travis Hunter is going to do. He can't be stopped on the field. He's untamable, right? But at some point, playing all those snaps will catch up to Travis Hunter. Yes, it will. It just will. It will catch up to Travis Hunter playing all of those snaps. And it's just a matter of when, right? Can't go through the whole season. Jack Boy, what up? Jack Boy in the building. What up? What up, fam? I got the link in the description, y'all, like I said. But what up? Anyhow, y'all hit that when y'all ready to. We just gonna take our time. I'm marinating the chicken right now before we get up into this. Jimmy Horn Jr. was a big part of that game. We know that's their strengths. That could be one of Nebraska's weaknesses from what we saw. From what we saw in the games. What up, Zion? What up? What's going on? I love coffee. Ashley, why? You got a coffee deal for me? You got a coffee deal for me? Nah, let me quit. Let me stop. Let me stop hustling. But look, so that's one of their strengths and one of Nebraska's weaknesses from what we saw the games. We all watched them. We analyzed them. We had time to break them down and look through and see what was going on. So that's their asset of the game. They're where they can win the game for CU. Now, I don't know. Now, I know that this is not a successful recipe for CU to win 9 or 8 games this season. It will not happen. If they go out there playing that same Nebraska State University game that they had played, and it looks just like last year, and all we were saying all the off season, we were saying, this has changed. It's different. This team has improved. They got better players. Well, you don't know if they didn't improve, if we didn't see them play. Well, we seen them play, and it didn't improve. And we seen the same shit that we saw from last year. That's what we saw. Now, if you want to hear somebody be non-biased, or if you want to hear somebody be strictly biased on an opinion and pat your butt like a little baby, rub your back and bump and make you burp, and that's what you want, you go ahead and you just exit the channel right now. Because I'm not gonna get that to you. I'm gonna give you the real, the best way that Truck and Chubby knows how to give you the real on the game. We've seen this team play. And if you still are a person out there thinking that they're going to get a 9-win season out of the way that they show versus North Dakota State, you want some good shit. And guess what? You better be sharing it. Because there's some new shit that ain't nobody seen up on these streets just yet. Because it ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. Now, from what we saw, success, they ran the ball. They attempted to run the ball 23 times. Gained 59 yards. And you think that's good? No way. No way. Ain't no way that's good. Zion in the building. What's up, Zion? What's up with you, What's up with you, bro?
What's good, bro?
Nothing, man. I'm in the middle of cooking. I'm trying to marinate this food right now for us, man. Try to marinate this food. So what have you heard from me say so far that you disagree with?
I just hopped on, so inform me of what I missed.
So I really didn't get into nothing. I'm just trying to explain that if people think they're still going to get an 8-9 win season out of what we saw versus North Dakota State, that ain't going to happen.
I remember I told you 5-7 or 6-6.
That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And look, and let's just be honest. 6-6, that's somebody trying to be Nebraska Rascal. What's going on? What's going on, Nebraska Rascal? 6-6 is somebody trying to be nice about the situation. Let me just be frank and clear. Let me be honest. That's somebody being nice. And people go a lot of different places to consume your sports, right? We all do, and that's fine. That's okay. That's fine. You got to be able to read between the lines. But I'm trying to start with the strengths, right? So now we talked a little bit about the receivers. We know what Colorado's receivers could do. We seen that. I also talked a little bit about Nebraska's defensive backs, and they may struggle there. Threads and circuses. What's going on? Brother Chicago, what's going on? So that may be somewhere where CU can attack. However, when you have a strength of receivers, meaning you have to pass the ball, he has to drop back. That's playing into one of Nebraska's strengths. Excuse me, not North Dakota, but Nebraska's strength.
But they struggled in the run game against North Dakota State.
Absolutely. I didn't even get to the run game yet, Zion. I'm still talking about the receivers and passing the ball. I didn't even get there yet.
They're gonna eat. They're gonna eat when it comes to the passing game.
They're gonna eat when it comes to the passing game.
They're gonna eat when it comes to passing game. Nebraska's secondary is kind of young.
Yes, but when you have a young, inexperienced defensive back like that, though, Zion, but you got them big Coca-Cola polar bears on that defensive line, and I call them the Coca-Cola polar bears because they two big white boys that wear red, and they look like big-ass polar bears. And when you got those two pushing back that line like that, they're going to suck up a double team apiece. So that leaves two more of those defensive linemen coming in on a one-on-one or possibly free, or just one more. They only run a 3-3-5. Excuse me, they only run a 3-3-5, but still, we seen them bringing somebody to mix and match to play with the offense, the offensive line's head, and we also seen that CU struggled with that. I don't know if you was able to shout out to Coach Hayes, but if you was able to watch Coach Hayes' film breakdown on North Dakota State in a CU game, you would have seen when they came with a blitz, they see you couldn't pick up on that. But if people would watch Khalil Benson's last year's film, he also struggled with that. He struggled with that all the time. They did that to him in the Big Ten constantly,
But he
switching up.
struggled. He
Yeah.
struggled against. But he struggled against North Dakota State.
Oh, he said 0 is the polar bear and number 9 is the vanilla gorilla.
No, Chubby, that whole interior O line for CU, bro, is in trouble.
Stop, bro. We haven't even really got there, bro. We haven't even really got there. How much Shedeur was under pressure in that game. Like, he was able to get that ball. That is a testament to how good Shedeur really is, because he was able, that pocket collapsed in the way it did, and him able to step up in there and make some of those throws in that game was crazy. But see, a lot of people don't see when that pocket collapsed, all they see is he didn't get sacked. So, okay, it was a good play. But no, it's not, because that pocket collapsing, that could be his elbow hitting off somebody's shoulder pad, messing up the pass, or just little stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just little stuff that happens when a pocket collapse. Somebody's fingertip touching the ball a little bit. That's the difference between an interception, strip sack, fumble, or something like that. He said, man, the coach has not seen the wide receivers from Nebraska showed off against UTEP. Isaiah Noor is a problem for that CU defensive backfield. He's going to be featured unlike he was at Texas. I agree, man. I mean, we seen what they did. We seen what they did. They got receivers too. Nebraska got receivers too. And they got a run game too. They got a run game. Now, they also showed that too, but see, I haven't even got to that. They got a good run game. And yeah, I know it was against UTEP, but they want to say, oh, it was only against UTEP. But I could have swore, Colorado has an offensive lineman from UTEP. Am I right or wrong?
Yep. Left guard.
AB. So, and Justin Mayers was highly talked about, and how good Justin Mayers was from UTEP. So we seen what Nebraska did to Justin Mayers' old team, right? Okay. I just wanted to just, kind of put that in perspective a little bit for some people out there that may be stuck on that. He did throw for 445 yards, but outside of Travis and Shedeur, and Jimmy Horn stepped up. He had a lot to do with that. But what are they doing? Where are they going with this? The time management was horrible. That was a problem from last year. We talked about that.
What was the time of possession for each team?
Huh?
What was the final time of possession for each team?
In that game?
Yes, in the North Dakota State game last week.
Okay, that North Dakota State game last week, time of possession, I'm about to tell you right now, Zion. I get that for you. And in the meantime, before I get that pulled up though, like the undisciplined play, that was something. Shiloh has to play better than that. He's too old to get into these games and let his
emotions.
You're right, and let his emotions take over like that. He can't do that. He can't do that, man. He's too old for that. But this is an ongoing thing from what we've been seeing from him forever, bro. We've been saying this, you know what I'm saying, and that can't keep happening because it's going to cost him the game. So
what's so crazy? If that was another play that did that, Prime would have took them out of the game.
Probably, maybe. I mean, yeah, probably. But the time of possession, to answer your question, North Dakota State had the ball 36 minutes and 44 seconds in that game. CU had the ball 23 minutes and 16 seconds in that game.
That's not going to work against Nebraska.
They had the ball. I mean, obviously they're probably going to even that out in the Nebraska game. They only had 3 penalties total. They only had 3 penalties total in that game against North Dakota State. Now I'll get it pulled up for everybody so everybody can see what we're talking about and kind of get a visual off of that. The 3 penalties for 10 yards, but that was a costly penalty. Now you have a penalty late hit like that versus this Nebraska team when they should have been kicking a field goal. That's a touchdown instead. If North Dakota State was able to turn that into a touchdown, that probably would have been something that had hurt them in the game. Neither here nor there. They got the win. they got the win. I'm just referring a little bit of their last game to now this Nebraska game. Nebraska just totally dominated on the line of scrimmage against UTEP. They did, man. Both sides, man. Defensive line, offensive line, able to hit home. What I seen now, we're saying the receivers for CU is going to be able to get loose on Nebraska. I don't see that happening. How do you see that happening, Zion? Like how do you see that happening? Because me, I have to disagree with that and say that I don't see the receivers for CU eating as much as everybody thinks they're going to eat against this Nebraska front.
No, they're gonna eat. They're gonna eat against that secondary, but it's the run game.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so doesn't the defensive line for Nebraska? You don't think the defensive line for Nebraska gonna hit home?
Oh, they're gonna come. That's why I said that interior of CU's O line. If they can't, if Hank can't hold up against number 0, it's gonna be a long day. He might get sacked more than the 6-7 times he got sacked last year, bro.
Well, what we seen was, and they played at 3. I think 0. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 0 was at playing a 3 tech, and he was taking on the double team every time. And damn, and it just looked like, man, how could I put this? Well, just put it this way: the double team wasn't working on 0, the big polar bear. It just wasn't working on polar bear. It just wasn't working. He was taking that double team, and he was able to still get penetration pause with that double team. And that's going to be something that they're going to have to fix. Now, will they be able to make all these adjustments in time for Nebraska? I don't think so. No, ain't no way. I don't think that happened. But we're still seeing some of the stuff from last year up on now. Nebraska has the run game down pack. They have a passing game that can also pop up. Law dog. What up?
What's up, fool? What's up,
man? Ain't nothing. What's up with it, bro?
I can't call it, brother.
Waiting for Law Dog to come do Law Dog, man. Jumping on here, man. Going in, man, already. Because we could talk about it now. I mean, it was a lot of, we can't talk about the game because the game ain't here. We can't talk about, this because we haven't seen them play. We ain't seen Nebraska play yet. Well, we seen Nebraska play. So what's your whole thing on this, on the whole CU and Nebraska drum? Yeah. JB in the building. What up, JB? Your background loud, JB. Solid Ginold up in the building. He came up in here. What up, Solid Gold? What up?
What's up, fella?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, hell yeah, we can hear you. Yup.
Yeah, what's bro. Up? This shit gonna get critical, bro. They finna be in for the rude awakening, bro.
Bishop in there. Why you say that?
Just cause, bro, like I've been listening. I try to take I think I could be biased. So I try to take myself out of it. And everything I've been hearing is everything I've been saying. So I'm like, if I was hating, because sometimes I try to see if I'm hating.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if I was hating, well, why would he be saying that? Why would he be saying that? Why would he be saying that? Why would this outlet be saying that? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From what I see, I just feel like you just go beat them up, bro. It's just a beat them up game. You go get them, bro. I mean, the game plan already been laid by North Dakota State, so that's pretty much all you got to go do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I was hearing, people saying that CU was holding back their special plays for Nebraska.
I mean, bro, you know how that go, bro. You know what I mean?
What?
How you hold back plays, bro?
Nah. There was no scheme. You didn't see a scheme in there. You didn't see no scheme, no game. Like, he abandoned the game plan that they came out with. So you started seeing like a sloppy type of scheme. But Bishop has a lot of knowledge. I like going to Bishop on a question like this. Did you see a scheme in that game for CU, Bishop?
What do you mean, scheme? What? Explaining what you're trying to get at, so I can make sure I pinpoint it.
It's okay. So as far as the offense went, did you see an identity with that offense of CU?
There we go.
did they form some kind of identity on offense?
Yeah, the identity is the same as last year. Up until right now, is that they're not trusting the run, but they trust totally the pass. So with that said, then all of a sudden you become one dimensional, and hopefully nobody stops them. But if they stop them, what else do? You rely on the kicking game?
Good question. I don't think so. You can't. Your punter better be ready. I mean, they do got. I ain't trying to be funny, but I mean, Mark Vasquez is supposed to be a first rounder, kicked out of the ball, Bishop, but I ain't trying to go there.
So what I'm saying is that. Go ahead, bro.
I said my issue is in Benson with number 0.
Benson with 0.
I said Hank and Benson against number 0 in that interior is like whenever you get physical with CU's linemen, I don't think they lack physicality, bro.
Oh, they lack physicality. JB, what up, JB? I seen you had something to say about that, JB. So go ahead and put your input on that.
But what makes me nervous is they move both of them dudes around the line, like they ain't always in the same spot. So like if you get number 0 and you put them against Seaton, man, I'm just telling you, them tackles gonna have a long day.
Well, the problem with that is they'll just run the side that he's not on. So it's not like
the dude but they don't run the ball, and then they put they put 0 and they put 0 or number 9 in nose sometimes too. Like they move them dudes around the line. It's gonna that can get ugly.
Yeah, normally when you have a person like that, he just wreaking havoc like J.J. Watt. I'm not saying that numbers 9 is J.J. Watt at all, but when you used to watch J.J. Watt, people used to just run away from him, or they'll move the pocket away from him. They kind of like neutralize his effectiveness on defense. So when you got somebody like that, that's what you have to do in order to neutralize this person's skill set, is move the pocket away from him and run the football either directly at them, where you putting 3, you got 2-3 guys putting hands on him at one time, or you just run away from them and just make that adjustment. Now,
what do you mean by move the pocket? What do you mean?
Well, okay, so like I say, I don't like to compare these because they're not the same player. But when you have a person that is that disruptive to the point where he single-handedly has the freedom to move, along the line of scrimmage, what happens is you have to key off on this person. So they'll say 99, 99, 99, right? Ringo, lucky. That's just letting you know he's on the right side of the field. He's on the left side of the field. So if it's a pass play, your offensive linemen already know to move the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Bootleg it to the left, bootleg it to the right. You feel what I'm saying? If it's never gonna be you just drop back and you sit in the pocket for that just leads to a sack. I mean,
there's 2 guys to account for solid on that defensive line too. There's 2 of them. They ain't just one polar bear. They got the polar bear and the vanilla gorilla. Them 2 big boys.
And then, hold on, you forgot about the other DN, the dude Yamanura, however you say his name.
Oh yeah. Well, the problem with that is now you have to okay, so here's the issue, right? I don't think I could be wrong. I've been wrong before when it comes to this.
We all have.
No, I'm saying I could be wrong, but the intelligent quota of the coaching staff. So if you know that you have 2 guys that are going to create and disrupt the passing game, but the passing game is your bread and butter, you have to do things. You have to create a max pocket. So you have to get 6 to 7 guys to block. You feel what I'm saying? And if this doesn't happen, what ends up happening, if you already know that secondary is suspect, you don't go out there 4 wide, 5 wide. That's dumb as hell. You maximize your pocket. You put 7 guys, 6 guys in the block, and you send 3, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? If you have the talent at receiver, you know what I'm saying, to make those plays. See, right? From my understanding of watching the game of football, this game is for running backs. Because when you do max protection, what's your first? If it's not your first key or your second key, you're looking at your dump off. So your running back's gonna have to make a lot of plays this game, whether it be blocking, whether it be catching the ball in the flats. It just, I don't know. Like I say, I've watched enough football to know how this game should go, but will it go that way? That's a good question.
That it's gonna be a tough out, man. Cliff, what up, Cliff?
What up?
Ain't nothing, man. What's up?
I got a question for you guys. Well, more of a question thought. Do you think that Colorado make some switches on the offensive line? And
I don't really think
say that again, Solid. You don't.
I don't really think you need to, because here's it's okay.
Why is that?
I gotta tell this to people, because we're not in the same boat luxury wise when it comes to depth, right? We're not Alabama, we're not Texas, we're not any of the upper echelon schools that have depth and talent. So that means that we don't have the luxury or the capability to be shuffling our offensive line like that, right? Typically, we have two lines. You can rotate those two just based off, game needs and everything like that. But to think that we can just pluck one guy and put another guy in there, no, that ain't happening.
So the answer is no to that question.
No, the answer is no to that.
Okay,
so then let me ask you a question. Can we move around players to maybe solidify?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I know enough to the point where I know that what CU problem is that it's depth and talent. It's not just depth. It's depth and talent.
Right.
So
it's competitive depth. If I may piggyback off of you, it's competitive depth, and I know that. But the thing is you got what you got. Now is how to best utilize it so you could be the most deadliest weapon you can, and there's no fracture in your weaponry.
Well, that goes on, and see, this is why I say we got to ask. This is year 2, right? And I say this is, and I told Roja this. This is the first year that we really can judge Coach Prime.
No. Why is that? How?
Because he's had a full off season. He's hired the guys that he's wanted, right? And
he had that last year. He cleaned house.
No, I don't believe that. That's just me. Now, a lot of people might feel that he hired the people that he wanted. I don't think so. Just my personal opinion. I feel like he was really rushed. He only had like 45 days to get a staff together and start trying to get people in that office to bring guys in so he can try to flip that roster. I don't think he wanted to use 1-11 squad. So I really think he was kind of like forced to do things that he may or may not. But since he was allowed to sit back, he brought in people to get people in. No. I believe this is his first year really that we can judge him on as a complete 360 as a coach, right? We can always hold him accountable for bad coaching decisions in game. But when I say a whole 360, a whole cipher, we're able to look at everything that he's done as a coach and we can critique it. See, now is the time that you're going against a team defensively wise, right? That will disrupt your offense and what you're trying to do. So if everybody on here knows that your offensive line is not up to par to block these people, you need to do things to help them block these people.
Well, I would agree with you on that. But see, the only reason why I disagree on that whole, this is his first year. Again, the reason why I disagree with that is because, first of all, you're seeing a lot of stuff you've seen last year out of this team, right? I mean, he pulled out 41 players last year. How many was it last year, y'all, that he pulled out? Was it like 40-something from last year? Did the same thing this year. Last year, offensive line was horrible. This year, same thing. Bro, like, it's not changing. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it was his first year because I thought he had everything he wanted last year. I mean, now, I know all that was coach talk and that was him, gaming the system. I'm bringing in my Louis, dog, whatever. I know all that was what he's supposed to do, right? Being a salesman, filling the stadium in. But he brought his I think he had the staff he wanted to bring in. Now, whether the staff was stand there and did everything he wanted to do, maybe that's something you could question, but we don't know. I don't know exactly what went on with all that. We can sit here and speculate about a whole lot of things, but I try to stay away from that now. But bruh, it was his first year. I'm not jacking that one. I'm not feeling that one.
Well, you know what? The truth of the matter is, that's really semantics. But the bottom line is, whatever it is, you're supposed to have your best that you had out of the 2 years this year. Right. And understanding when you were in a game with North Dakota State, a lot of your opportunities or flaws came to surface, and that's okay as long as you address it, make the necessary adjustments, and move forward to make sure it doesn't become a deficit. In order to do that, you have to be open and honest and evaluate the film work and be honest and see, can I make a necessary adjustment, as in moving a couple players that might be suited in different other positions, or is this my possible best line of defense? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got another one. Everybody talks about Pat Shurmur's offense, and I can think we all can agree. I don't think that's his offense, because watching him when he was with Minnesota, he used the tight end a lot. They're not even using a tight end.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just one game. We can't say they don't do something, and it's just one game.
Well, yeah, that's true, but we'll see coming out in the second game, because the tight end was a big part of his offense when he was coaching at Minnesota.
Plus, if I can share,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Plus. Yeah. I was saying, as far as scheme wise, you have a line that doesn't have a lot of time together. You have a freshman also on one side. Mm-hmm. I feel like passing down, especially noticeable passing downs, with also a back coming out of the backfield, chipping some of these defensive ends. You need a tight end also to give a chip, to at least give Shedeur some more time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this: after looking at the film, there's some minor adjustments that I know Coach Phil Lodeholt will make. That his offensive tackles are getting too much depth, meaning that they're dropping too far back to where they're almost even with Shedeur. And what that does, it creates a how would the best way to explain it? It's almost boxing them in, because all they got to do is push in on them to box them in, and then have the D tackles make a new line of scrimmage. So now you done made a tight box.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So that's one adjustment you could do. Another adjustment is being open and honest and evaluating, could Tyler Brown be better suited as a guard versus a tackle? And then if that's the case, who do you trust to be out there as a tackle where he used to be? And understand, these are questions and adjustments that this coaching staff have to make, because you're not playing FCS, you are playing blue blood. So understanding you got to answer for every concern you have, and make sure that you shore up the front line, so that way when you go into that game, you're on the same footing and let's go to battle. But the whole thing is, you want to all your deficits have to be answered, so they become your strength.
Right. So the interior on that game was Justin Mayers in the interior last week.
Yeah.
Justin Mayers. So it was Justin Mayers, Hank Zelinskis, and Khalil Benson in the interior of the offensive line last week, right?
Correct.
Okay. Because that interior didn't work. So I would.
My fault, guys. What would you all? I heard half the analogy, but I didn't hear it all.
I don't think that I wasn't making an analogy. What I was saying was the interior offensive line last week. I started with saying that it was Hank Zelinskis at center, Khalil Benson, and Justin Mayers.
Okay.
They were the interior of the offensive line last week. The interior was you know what I mean? Wasn't that well, but I didn't really pay too much attention to what Justin Mayers was really doing, but the interior I was seeing what Zelinski's getting pushed back and Khalil Benson getting pushed back. So that right side was not good. And then, like you were saying, Bishop, when they push those tackles back so far and they go so deep, Shador can't escape right or left. You know, so it's almost like you're putting like almost like a wall on the side of him, right? And he was able to.
If I might piggyback off you, think of it like this: if I got a field side and a boundary side, all that is if I have more field to run on this side, that's the field side, versus the boundary is the short side.
Right.
If they know they got the sideline on the boundary side, so you know that's covered. Okay. But now my tackles are getting too far a depth. Then what it does is that boundary wide receiver has to work harder to run its route. Because what that quarterback is taught to use the sideline as part of their shield.
Right.
So with that said, you are now, with the amount of depth they're getting, you are having his clock, his quarterback clock, to speed up, because it gives the mental capacity to think, okay, they're getting that much depth, they're already at my same level. Okay, I got to speed up my clock. Well, now you don't have North Dakota State, you have Nebraska. And that clock speeds up even more than it did last week. So that's when I say make the necessary adjustments. They have to solidify the offensive line, slow down on the depth getting, because they got to trust that they are able to not get beat. Then on top of that, you have to run the ball. I don't care if you run it only 20 times that game. You have to keep them honest. Otherwise, you become one-dimensional. And we know they're real excellent at passing, but there's a different story when you got a 3-3-5 where you got quarters being able to cut off the field and put everything underneath. That means you got to be patient. And we already know with the clock sped up, the patience become that much shorter. So you make quick decisions when you don't have to. So what I'm trying to do is let CU know, hey, just those minor adjustments gives you the opportunity to at least be in the game with the right equipment to move forward.
Okay, I got that.
You see what I'm saying? Because okay, let's say for instance, we run on first down. We do a 3-yard run. Okay, now we're a 2nd and 7. Now, 2nd and 7, I can use my intermediate passing. I can use my tight end, a little pop pass, or I can actually have a slant come underneath. There's so much more that opens up. But the key is to always get to 3rd and 2 or less.
You want to get a third
That's what you want to do. So it opens up your playbook. The whole thing is, when I talk about scenarios, is understanding, okay, in the scenario, what's our why? Our why is to always either have 2nd or 3rd and 2 or less. So that way, when we come up to the line, they got to defend the entire field, and they got to defend the run and the pass.
Now, Bishop, ain't there different ways that you could shift the 3-3-5 defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-3-5 can turn into a 4-3, a 4-4. It's just a matter of who's the. It's actually, think about chess. It's who is the bishop, the rook, and all of that. If you got your linebackers in, then it's not a 3-3-5. Versus, and you got your extra D lineman in, it's not a true 3-3-5. But if you got your the fastest linebackers and your strong safeties and your corners all on the field, that's a true 3-3-5, because what you're telling them, we're going to cover any and everything that's going deep, intermediate, or short. And you got to prove to us, to get us out of this defense, you have to run the ball.
So you think so is that's more, you think that we're going with more speed on the field versus CU than putting more linebackers on the field?
No, now if you got a linebacker that has a decent speed, that a lot of speed can also be where you have done enough film session that the necessary adjustments and depth that you need to do to be successful in each scenario.
Right. Okay.
You can gain speed, but oftentimes you need that type of speed. Otherwise, you need to be a savant. You got to know backwards and forward, if they line up in this, what they're going to do, what's the percentage of this play versus that play. You have to do film study. It's vital.
Well,
if you really want to go into the next level. So
slow down their defense is motion, right? So what typically has it when motion is so I don't know if people know this. Usually when you run a 3-3-5 or you run an unbalanced scheme, which means you typically don't have 4 down linemen, right? Usually when you motion to the strong side or the weak side, that changes the whole entire defense, right? So when you do that,
yes, it does.
That changes the whole entire defense. So when you have guys that move in motion, right, it changes the whole defense from a weak side to a strong side.
Well, it doesn't change the defense, but it changed the format of the defense. Does that make sense? Because now the numbering system is different, because what they're basically going in motion is to find out if you're man or zone.
Right.
That's first and foremost.
Exactly. So when you do that, right, now your job as a quarterback is to find the mismatch, right? After you discovered whether they're man or zone, and whether they basically adjust to your weak side or your strong side, is now to find your mismatch, right? So typically in the 3-3-5, right, your nickelback is holding your tight. It's tight. He's shading your tight end. That's usually your nickelback.
Facts.
So this is why I say this is important for the running backs, is because now we have a running back on a linebacker. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is very important when you think about it. And the reason why I say that is because if your linebackers can make a play in space, if they're playing quarters or they're playing deep zones or deep coverages, that's at least 7-8 yards a pop every time. Every time. We understand they're not going to get it. We understand we're not going to run that every play, but your goal is to find that mismatch and utilize it. You see what I'm saying? We understand when it comes to outside containment, Nebraska's not very good. I watched their film just the other day, or yesterday, today. They're not very good on outside containment. So, of course, this is a game where your vertical threats, like Will Shepherd, he should have a monster game. You feel what I'm saying? Because his skill set is outside leverage, catching the ball, you know what I'm saying, getting them 50-50 ball. That's his type of game. We need the coaches to be able to make those same decisions inside the game and exploit those same things too, because if not, this is gonna be a long game, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, if nobody's ever played a team who runs the football 30 times a game, it's a long game. It goes by fast, but defensively, that's a long game.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in here, K, that's going for Nebraska. But if you're going to talk about being coons, come in here and put your money where your mouth is, partner.
Hey, check this out. And with just to piggyback what he just said, now put into effect if you're truly able, and let's include running game can also do swing passes. Let's include those as a long handoff. Okay, that and then screen plays can be like a long handoff. What you have to do, the whole thing in being successful in this game, is remember our why. Our whole why is to be 3rd and 2 or less.
If they can get there, they'll put a little bit of pressure on that Nebraska defense. But other than that, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a long thing. They got to make the proper adjustments throughout the week too.
Because the reason I share that with you guys, Barbershop, is that Nebraska is that Big 12 old school type of mentality where they're going to run the ball 30 to 35 times, and they're okay with play action. So that means you got to constantly stop the run. You can't have no missed line fits, and any breakdown, you don't know the next play if they're going to do a play action. And here you are, you're fitting the run, but you're lacking in the because they don't lull you to sleep. You're lacking in the backside.
One person that should not even touch the football this game this week, and I'm sorry, even though I'm a fan of his game, Trevor Woods. His skill set and what he's able to do, this is just not his game. You need to have Webster and Brown, Webster, and Bentley rotating at your linebackers, because most likely your linebackers are going to be filling in gaps anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you need your linebackers to play disciplined gap control, and you can't have them getting gobbled up by offensive linemen because he didn't shed at the block, and now he's coming downfield. This is not Trevor Woods' strong suit game. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'll sub him in on third down packages, but he's just to me, I'm just gonna be honest with you. They cannot afford to have him on first down getting gobbled up 7 yards deep, and now running back, then he didn't explode for 14, 17 yards because Trevor Woods is just too damn small to be taking on a 330-pound lineman.
Damn.
Now, you see what I'm saying? You really got to look at those things because like I say, I'm going to hold Coach Prime a lot more accountable with coaching decisions than last year. This year, you kind of know with the guys that you had last year what you got, and Trevor Woods, his strong suit is not shedding blocks and chunking defense and chunking offensive linemen. It's just not. So that they're gonna run downhill. So you got to put your downhill linebackers in the game. That's what that is. And you got to allow your secondary, basically, in a game like this. And I've been in a game like this too, where your box is playing a whole different game from your DBs. I don't know if people ever realized that. Some games you might have your box might be playing a whole different game. I'm talking about a whole different game, gap control, discipline assignments, and your secondary might just be playing man the whole game. They might be out there just getting cardio 90% of the time. You feel what I'm saying? But your linebackers and your defensive linemen, they might be really playing chess with the offense. You know what I'm saying, in that situation. So I hope that the coaches can identify that and see that too, and say, hey, Trevor Woods, we'll call you in on dime packages because you are a little bit more mobile. You know what I'm saying? If they go 4 wide, we're gonna keep you on the sideline. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be one of the guys sending the plays out there. But for the most part, we need Brown, Webster, and Bentley, making them plays downfield.
See, the thing is what people were saying about that North. I like that. But the thing is, see, the defense for CU, I heard a lot of Nebraska, North Dakota State had undersized offensive linemen, but they were able to sometimes get to the second level last week. Seen that a couple of times, and then the way CU had to shut that down was bringing a lot more people in the box. They was damn near crowding the box last week, right, to try to stop the run. Nebraska I seen some of them guys pulling in that UTEP game, constantly getting up there, dominating they one-on-one blocks.
Yeah.
And
that's why you can't. Yeah, that's why you can't have somebody like Trevor Woods who can't shed a block.
Yeah,
you got
bro.
you typically, number one, you got to have your. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though people say he needs a lot more work in the lab, this is the game where people like Amari McNeil, you're typically your bigger defensive tackles, are playing, not your your pass rushing defensive tackles, because gap assignment and gap discipline is very critical and crucial in this game. But the simple fact is, if so
I got a question for everybody, right? I don't mean to cut you off, bro. I got a question for everybody on the panel that's left up here. Yo, how do you stop Nebraska's run attack if you're CU? I mean, we've seen Daniel Raiola get busy, but how do you stop Nebraska's run attack if you CU? I mean, I heard you trying to explain a little bit of that, bro, but like I heard you try to explain that a little bit, but how exactly are you going to stop that?
They just don't got the horses, bro.
Yeah, I will tell you a technique that my coach taught us, right? So I ended up playing against the number 6 offensive lineman. I ended up going to Nebraska, right? He was at Kingwood High School, right? And one of the things my coach told me was, if you feel that you're moving backwards, you need to drop to the ground. And I did not realize how important that is until I watch football now. That is you can disrupt a whole offense. If your defense,
that's really shit though, solid.
It is, but people don't realize that. Like, sometimes they tell you to fight through the double team. Most coaches tell you now you to fight through the double team. They still want you on your feet, right? But because Law Dog play defense and defense tackle too, so he knows what I'm talking about.
Listen, once we notice you doing that, we just gonna start digging you up out that bitch, solid, and just put you on one-on-one. You blocking yourself, so we ain't gonna have to go double team on you no more too much.
Yeah, I guess so.
You finna block yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. And just think about it: is this game is all going to be about physicality and meeting force with force. So you don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
That's all it really is, bro. It's just, I mean, they just running into a better team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, y'all got the superstars, bro, but everything else don't really. Ain't nobody show up for. I mean, listen, just look at the game, bro. Like, I listen to the fans. They want to be so objective, but it's like the eye in the sky don't lie. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no shit that's being made up. This is just football, and people got to realize once they get on that field, all the shit, all the glitz and the glams and the glorious shit that come with the prime package, that shit don't matter at that point. You know what I'm saying? It got to be all about ball at that point. And when you get down to what it is and you look at it for the football aspect of it, it's some flaws in the football as far as the team and what comes with that. And so going into Nebraska playing 100,000, they feeling like they on their high horse. The freshman quarterback look every bit of the 5-star he claimed to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if he throw a pick, I feel like he'd be all right. Like, I don't even feel like he got to be perfect. I just got to feel like he can't just put the ball in harmful situations and pick and choose his shots. And if you watch the game, it looked like that's what he ready to do, pick and choose his shots. But my thing is, Nebraska had 4 running backs with 50 yards, bro. 4. So you already know what's finna go down, bro. They finna come straight down. He'll let you. And then on the other side, they finna they finna see what you about. Tyler Brown gonna have to be with it. Jordan Seaton gonna have to be with it. It's just football, bro.
Jordan Seaton gonna have to be with it.
Yeah, them trenches is gonna tell a lot on Saturday. And I don't think that Colorado has the linebackers. Defensive tackles, I say 50-50. But yeah, Bentley kind of showed me something. Now the other two, I don't know.
You said Bentley showed you something, and the other two you don't know. Now, what defensive lineman you thinking, Cliff? That if you see you going up against this Nebraska's offense, what defensive lineman you going with? D tackles.
I would kind of swap out. You know what? To me, what was kind of effective was I think it was I can't think of his name. Is that Jadozia? Who's number 99?
Jadozia.
Hey, Coach.
That's Colts.
Coach.
That's Colts.
Oh, Coach, man, yeah, okay, yeah.
Colts and oh God, I think it was either 97 or somebody else was a good combination on one side.
97. That's Chidozie.
Okay, they were kind of a good combination, and then that other side I do like. I can't think of his name, but I can throw his number out there. Number 50, who they took out because he lined up off sides.
Dayon Hayes.
Yeah. I think he brings some speed and some toughness out there. Now it will remain to be seen how often he gets blocked on run plays. The other tackle, It's kind of hard, but I'm thinking one of the big boys out of the guy from who was that? Arkansas.
Carter.
Tyrion Carter.
Yeah.
Is that man even on the depth chart?
I ain't even see Quincy play.
I didn't see Quincy play either. And see, that's a thing to me. I was wondering.
Hey, Cliff, what about
wait a minute. Hold up, old school. Wait a minute, old school. I'm gonna let you. I was wondering where the beef really was in the middle. I mean, Carter is like what? He's like 6'2", 6'3", and he about 300 pounds.
Yeah, about 3 something, yeah.
And then what was is it the guy from Pittsburgh?
Which one? Is two of them?
Sam Okinola. Sam. And,
that's who I go ask you about Okinola. What do you think about Okinola?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
about Hayes.
I'm really not. I'm not understanding the rotation to a certain extent because I think you need beef in that middle. Outside, you got some quickness and things, but I think you if you get some beef, you need real beef in the middle, especially against Nebraska, because their interior line is bringing it. The center and them two guards, they're bringing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Cliff, okay, with all that, you just mentioned two things, okay? You talked about two edges right there. The edge is going to be our partner with us, but right now, you were talking about the middle. The only person you mentioned in the middle was Carter. Who else is in the middle besides just him? In the middle part, I ain't talking about the edges because I guess we ain't talking about them yet, but you talk about the middle. And you mentioned Carter. Carter playing good.
Yeah,
Carter playing good.
It was one other guy I mentioned that you all said his name. I think out of Pittsburgh that plays interior. Am I correct?
Both of them play edges. The ones both out of Pittsburgh play edges.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm trying to figure out, the beef, old school, that they can actually have in the middle to kind of solidify the running game. Because I mean, I feel like you got the athletes on the edge, but it's just going to come down to toughness if they're running on the edges. But I mean, inside you need some beef and toughness.
Yeah, we have to wait till next year to get that. I'm sorry, but go ahead. Well, we got to deal with what we got now. I get your point.
Chidozie and Coach, they was a mean combination in that game.
Right. Here's the thing, though, you guys. I get what you're saying, but they can't go 90 snaps, 90 to 100 snaps. You got to have someone that comes in that holds the line just as strong as they did.
They do. Yeah. They can go too deep on their line. I'm sorry, I don't get your point, Nathan, because they can go too deep. They can do that. Actually, they can go 3.
Okay, and there'd be no drop off. That'd be the same level of play.
I mean, come on, man. Oregon got dropped off with it. Ohio State got dropped off. I mean, Miami got dropped off. Stop playing games.
Oh, hold on. Georgia got drop off. Alabama got drop off.
You don't think so? They got the first and second team. I bet somebody drop it out somewhere. All of them can't make the first team.
No, bro. The reason they go to championships is because they got second and third teams that keep the same type of level so they can get people blows. So when they come back in, they're fresh. That's what I'm explaining. I get what you're saying, old school.
You said you used the word drop off. So somewhere down that line, when they go down to them levels, that level got to drop down, bro. I mean, I ain't stupid.
Why y'all think Miami definitely ain't got a drop off?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we understand this, but I'm not saying you're stupid, but I understand you got to have competitive depth. And if you don't have
it, there's levels to this stuff. Miami just can't keep up that same first star, that top level like that. They have to drop off when they bring in different personnel. Do it build up? If that was the case, it build up, then you had the best personnel or the best system in there to keep it going. That'd be your first option.
It
won't be your second. It won't be your second option. Your second option is your second option, and your third option is your third option.
Now I don't know if y'all heard this stat. Now I was on the internet and I heard this crazy stat, right? So North Dakota State was able to put him under pressure 30% of his snaps throughout the game. 30% from a FCS level team.
Yeah.
Right?
And what's your point?
My point is, it was an FCS level team.
Bro, they already knew they was gonna be the bomb. They already knew they was gonna be the bomb coming in because they don't play up to that. They play above their standards. Now we go with that top shelf stuff and that lower class stuff. They were lower class, but they played up to their potential as they've been known to do such. So they played to their potential. You played up to their potential and to a certain extent beyond it because it came down to that second quarter. They changed all that. They made developments. And that's what they didn't say that. That's one thing that we held against us last year because we could change the outcome of the game because we could go in the halftime and change that type of thing. This time we did that.
They didn't change it though, old school. Old school, they didn't change the under pressure though. Shador was still under pressure. If Shador ain't got quarterback stepping up in the pocket, old school, making those passes and doing what he's doing.
He couldn't have been under too much pressure, could he? He only got one sack. What about that one sack rule? He only got one sack. It wasn't that much pressure
on the big old. Who got that one sack up though? I can't. It was Khalil Benson that let up that one sack, wasn't it?
Regardless of the point, it was just one sack.
But he did that. He did it though. But he was under pressure 30% of the time. Last year, I think it was like somewhere.
Like he said, he only had one sack on the list. He only had 2023. So that means he got up one on 2024. So that means he ain't getting up no more, right?
Under pressure by that FCS team like that, North Dakota State. And the pressure that Nebraska is able to provide throughout the game, when you go look at their percentages, go on the PFF, y'all go look it up yourself. Don't take my word for it. But they're able to do that a lot more with just the 3 and bringing the 1 that they bring. Okay. Now, that is going to be a key thing in this game also. And I have to bring up again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, how crucial is it going to be to play Travis Hunter he played 136 snaps.
I wish you stopped that because the next team coming up, that's the least of their concerns because they got to deal with him now. All he got to do is keep on playing in the now, not into tomorrow, in the now. So if you keep on dwelling on yesterday and tomorrow, you stay in it. Right now we in the now. Right now they got a problem. They got a problem with him on offense. That's a killer. Yeah. And they got a problem with him on defense. He shut down one side of the line. All he got to do is find somebody else to shut down the other 2 sides. He's a problem within himself. So stop with that if he get hurt or if he playing too much.
I ain't say that, man. I ain't say if he get hurt, old school. I ain't say that.
Or he playing too much. Evidently, he ain't playing too much. Matter of fact, he'll tell you he ain't playing enough. I mean, y'all stop with that. Hey, Truckin, they ain't finna allow that, dog.
Yo, listen.
Y'all gonna watch what y'all say about this Coach Prime shit.
Ain't nobody worried about old school. Old school gonna say what old school gonna do, but old school gonna listen to me. You hear old school? Like I said, if Travis is playing 136 out of 140 snaps, that's not good. Choose what side of the ball he's more important on, and it got to be offense, in my opinion. He's more important during offense than he is on that defense. Do y'all agree or disagree with that?
I agree.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that shit. I know that's the problem he got to have in the pros. Not right now. Ha ha.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Alfaru? I ain't heard you.
I said no, I agree. I hear you, old school. The only problem is the young man has gotten injured every year. So that's I get it if he doesn't get injured, but he's gotten injured every year. So what I would do is let him play all the snaps on one side, and whatever side you pick, the other side cut that shit in half. He ain't got to be out there on goal line. He ain't got to be out there on short yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Let him come out for a second or something. Now, I think he's a beast. As a coach, I gotta look out for his best interest, man. I want to play the kid, and he's talented. We know that, but all it takes is a twisted ankle or a twisted shoulder or sprained back, and everybody gonna be looking at me like, "What the hell? Why is the kid playing that much?"
Yeah, you know, it's always okay until the player get hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to drive. It's like driving a car. Yeah, my car can go 140. But I can't drive that shit at 140 every single day. Just to go get groceries, I'm driving at 140. To go drop my kids off at school, I'm going 140. Eventually, that shit gonna break down. Sometimes you need that motherfucker to coast at about 55 miles an hour.
Right.
Hey, can I ask a silly question?
Shout out Really Flawed in the chat. Braska.
Hey, shout out to Really Flawed. Hey, lady.
Boy.
Hey, can I ask a silly question? I want to ask y'all this. Look here, let's say, even before the season gets started real good, let's say Travis Hunter come out tomorrow and say, look here, if anybody talk about thinking of drafting me in the pros, they better think twice because I'm going both ways. And don't get me if you ain't gonna play me both ways. Do you think he got any security behind that statement?
No, he don't.
No.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah. Old school.
No. Because I'm gonna say two reasons. Because of the position he plays and his physical stature. Travis Hunter is small as a DB and he's small as a receiver. So he could say that until what Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched. He could say that shit until he catches the ball and Ed Reed hits him, then he got to turn around and defend DK Metcalf. It's hard. It's just hard. Your body's not built for that level to play both sides. Most people, ain't nobody built like that to play both sides, to be real with you. It's just hard. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, man, there's a ton of people that got just as much talent and that could have done it, like the Champ Baileys of the world, Hines Ward of the world. There's a lot of people that could have done it, but it gets to a certain point where you ain't gonna make no more money. You ain't making more money. They're not gonna pay you more. So why play more? If a nigga gonna pay you $50 million to play 50 snaps, why you gonna play 100 snaps for $50 million?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then it's not like baseball where they can just give you a record deal and it ain't gonna affect the salary cap. No, Travis. If they would have paid Travis Hunter just based off his ability on the football field and what his contribution, they'd have to pay that man almost $1 billion, and they ain't finna do that.
Nah, that one person gets hurt, then that one person gets hurt. He takes up two positions. So now I got to replace him with two people, and you can't do that. That's why the NFL is not gonna make him play two positions, because if he gets hurt, I got to find two people to replace him. Pick one position, and you can help. You can back up at the second position. You can give us some help, but I need to identify what I want you at as the first position first. I have to.
He'll get, like, just like Dion, we understand he'll get some playing time as a but he ain't finna be getting all that playing time he ain't gonna be a starting corner and a starting safety in the NFL. That's just not gonna happen.
And we'll know more of that shit when he runs his 40. If he runs his 40 and he ain't looking, and it ain't looking like they want him to look, he gonna be a wide receiver, because you can play wide receiver running 4.6, 4.5.
Can can I say this while you the Bristol said what you just said? I'm saying to go right back to this. We talk about Travis Hunter, and we talk about the other Champ Baileys of the world and all the rest of them guys. They didn't even play two-way really when they got to the pros anyway. They was really focused on that what they specialty anyway. But they came in under the influence of playing both ways and that attitude. You understand me? Travis Hunter could do it and come in and hold that down for real. They really could come in and hold that down because of the lack of ability thereof. But with Travis Hunter, it's a different animal, bro. We talk about a whole different animal as far as them guys was. Them guys were close to being athletic compared to that guy is.
Oh,
even if we go right back to it, we talk about the greatest that ever do it was Deion Sanders. We ain't talking about the Champ Baileys of the world. And Deion Sanders said his own self, Chucky, please don't cut me off. Deion Sanders said his own self, he ain't even close to what Travis Hunter is right now. So if I was you, bro, I'll reevaluate that lame ass.
Wait a minute. You saying, wait a minute, time out. Are you saying Travis Hunter is a better athlete than Champ Bailey? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, hey, you said Champ Bailey's a great athlete. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on, Sam. Hold on, Sam.
Go ahead and cook. Go ahead and cook. Let old school cook.
Was better than Deion Sanders?
Who was better than Deion Sanders?
The goddamn bomb you just said, Champ Bailey.
You talking about in college?
We comparing apples to oranges.
Time out, old school. You arguing for? Are you asking me was Champ Bailey better than Deion Sanders in college? Is that what you asking?
Bro. I mean, come on, man. They played a whole career, bro. Come on, man. Matter of fact, I ain't stupid. Matter of fact, I ain't stupid because I know right now. Wait. This is why we can't see. This is why it seems like I'm arguing. Because I'm talking over.
We ain't trying to hear him yell.
No. This is why it seems like I'm arguing. Because you asked me a question and you won't even have the answer.
Because Travis don't have a pro career. Are we talking about
wait. Of course he don't. Of course he don't. Not right now because he's in college.
Why don't you answer the question then? Why you can't? Are you talking about Champ Bailey? Was he better than Deion Sanders in college? Is that what you asked?
Deion Sanders didn't play both ways in college. Deion Sanders didn't play both ways in college.
That's what I'm saying, though, old school.
No, what I'm saying is,
Alfaru, you're not getting nowhere talking to old school, sitting there yelling and with him, and he just want to yell shit out to him.
Like, no, bro. I asked him a question, and you right now, like I said,
man, that's my shit, man.
I'm trying to identify what you're asking.
Old school, you good, old school.
Okay, if you try to identify what I'm asking you, let me ask the question, rephrase the question again.
Okay, ask the question again.
Okay, then let me rephrase the question. Okay, look. When it comes down to Travis Hunter going into the pros, do you think they gonna when he going and saying, look here, if you can't get me going both ways, don't even try to mess with me. Because Deion Sanders did it when he told the people to look here. If his boy ain't going to a warm climate and everything like that, going his way, he don't even want him in that. So if Travis Hunter got word carry a little weight, let's think that. So if he go in and just to say over the mold from goddamn Houston somewhere, get him, and they want him to be a cornerback, and they got all the receivers in the world, and they still gonna pay him all the money in the world, is he gonna take that offer? What is he gonna do? And he say, no, don't mess with me. What do you think he gonna do? Is he gonna sit out? Is he gonna sit out like the other great two-way players done? Remember the ones we talking about in their position? They had rank.
Let me answer it for you.
Right now, you don't know if Travis Hunter has weight. His ass can get drafted to the New York Jets. We don't know this shit. You saying it like you know. He can look up and be in Buffalo. He can be in Buffalo when he gets drafted. We have no clue. Would I say that? Would I do that? Would I advise a kid that's trying to get drafted into the NFL that has an injury background and tell them, if I can't play both ways, don't fuck with me?
Right.
I wouldn't suggest he do that. I don't understand. The point is to get into the NFL, and then you can show them what you got once you get in there. But the point is to get your money and have as many teams as possible want to draft you. That's the point.
Matter of fact, I tell you, that ain't to a certain extent that makes sense. But with him, like him, it ain't even an afterthought whether he'll get into there or not. Whether he'll get off into the position he wants to be in, they might just put him on the kickoff team. Travis Hunter once said before, look here, I'll play the tight end position. It wouldn't make me no difference. I'll just be on the field. They might take him up on that offer.
Because he a dog like that. Travis Hunter is a dog, man. He likes the football.
Well, you know, when it comes down to the dog and the dog system, you understand me? Some dogs got to run in that pack over there. You really don't be running in all the packs unless they don't dogs. I'm just saying. And when it comes down to NFL, that's how they got it. When it comes down to college, they'll let you roll. Come down to NFL, they try to register, blackball, all that crazy stuff. That's why I asked you that question about Travis Hunter going to the pros. B. I already know he's gonna get his in there.
So
with Coach Prime.
I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So do we all agree? Old school.
Really? Go ahead.
Do we all agree that Travis Hunter is a lock to be a high draft pick or a first round draft pick?
Hell yeah! Okay.
Time out. Okay, don't have an orgasm. Just listen to the question. Okay, so what's the only thing that can prevent that?
Injury.
Only thing.
Injury.
Okay, so we both agreeing. Why the fuck are you cussing me out? Because I said, hey, the brother can play, but just cut some of them snaps down. If we all know
that playing to the favor of everybody else, and they don't do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you why not. This is why.
Listen, that ain't got him making the NFL. Really ain't got nothing to do with making the dang on what's it called, man.
Hey, can I say this? Let me say this. Look here, Travis Hunter, this is last year. This is what's his name last year too. So it's not in their last years. Right now, you ain't finna cut down their productivity, especially the last year, fool. If they do, and I'm sorry when I call you a fool. I know you ain't no fool, but you just sound like one.
But you gotta understand. Sometimes you get more by doing less.
Alpha.
Yeah, right. Okay, tell Travis Hunter that.
Alpha, let that go, Alpha.
I'm gonna let it go. It is what it is. Because I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back to this conversation and we all looking at our cell phones, looking at our computers like, motherfuckers, we said he needs to cut back on some of them goddamn snaps.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. He got to cut back on the snaps.
I can't wait till we get these next 2 games out of the way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only question we was asking. Like, does he need to cut back on the snaps? I think I heard Bishop said, what you say, Bishop? Because I didn't even hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying, you want to use them wisely.
Right.
Because you want the best athlete in his position on common sense. You don't want to cut your players' ability to be able to run full speed against if they are on defense, and then turn around and he has to go on offense and not get a breather.
I don't agree with that.
Jack Boy.
The reason why I don't agree with the Bishop because of the fact that we real loaded at both positions that he play at. So if we lose him on any one of them, we would hurt that bad. But we got him right now. We want to utilize him to his full capability, 100% of.
And see what's going to happen is, but the problem is with that is the minute that Travis Hunter played too many snaps on one side of the ball, he tired or something. He let up a touchdown. Well, because he was playing this many snaps. See, that's going to be the excuse.
Because he was tired, he gave up one touchdown. We gonna kill him. We gonna crucify him.
But
come on, stop it, Chucky.
They should just have him as a wide receiver. He's better at that position. That's where his time is better utilized at. All that cornerback shit is out of the question.
Look here. Remember that guy that played at Ohio State, that receiver they had? Well, he was, what's the name? Whatever name. He was real good at everything else. You know what they do between him and Travis Hunter?
What they do with him?
I'm over here in the pros now. He finna get his money. But you know the difference between him and Travis Hunter? The one that played at Ohio State last year, the receiver. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But you know the difference between him and Travis Hunter? I mean, he was great. Listen to me. And you know he was great. He great in everything. You know the difference between him and Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter go both ways. He great in both positions. But I'll tell you, you can't find nobody to do that.
And that's something that people don't want to hear. People want to hear that Travis Hunter's great at both positions, but he's not. He's just not. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Travis Hunter is not great at both positions, bro. I'll talk.
What position is he not great at?
He ain't great at cornerback. A great cornerback don't get beat by the same slant route 7 times in a row for almost 300 yards. That don't happen.
You hate. You hate now.
No, I ain't hating. Is that not the
Old
truth, bro?
school.
Did I
Let
lie?
me ask you a question now,
Did I
old
lie,
school.
y'all?
No, you're not lying. But see, the thing about it is people don't want to read the eye in the sky don't lie.
No,
Did
it
it
don't,
happen?
bro.
Absolutely.
It don't, bro. And he struggles with bigger receivers from the gate. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him guarding a DK Metcalf or whatever. The guy, he's great. And I don't like talking about that. I really don't, because I like Travis Hunter for what he does off the field, the way he conducts himself off the field. He's a good person, bro. Like I root for Travis Hunter, bro. Like for real, like you know what I'm saying. And I don't really like bringing that up, but you get forced to bringing that up sometimes, man. I don't like that. He said at Trucking. So who's the best cornerback in college football? Lawrence. Lawrence. Come on, Lawrence. You want me to say your guy up at Michigan? That's what you want me to say, Lawrence, to make you feel better, Lawrence. Will Johnson. You want me to say Will Johnson for you, Lawrence? You feel better now?
But the bottom line, Trucking, the bottom line is the whole thing is for CU to be able to win this game, they have to break them out of the 3-3-5 with the quarters and run the ball in some shape or fashion. Because the 3-3-5 is made to make you methodically go down the field, and more so to dare you to run the ball.
Yep.
So with that said, I don't care if it's a long handoff like a running back, a flare out of the backfield to a running back. Somehow, some way, you got to get some running yardage, because understand our Y is 3rd and 2 or less yards, so that you have your full playbook at your arsenal.
Yeah. So that's what we have to do, man. That's what they got to do.
Can you guys agree when you say like weak? I don't know who y'all talking about weak, because half y'all over there. But I'm gonna let's just say we would see you, right? All we have to do with CU is gonna be our deep. This is gonna be the biggest difference between the whole game. I understand this, right? Our offensive line, yes, of course, but our defensive line, if we're gonna be able to put pressure on that young man, because we can't go tit and tap with them because of the fact we tried it before when we were successful, because of the fact that they was untalented, they was weak at a position, and that was the quarterback position. This time it's gonna be a different animal. We see that already. What's gonna be a different thing for us is gonna be this: whether we're gonna win or lose that game, how much pressure we put on that young man, on that quarterback. You understand?
He looks that young man looks very, very comfortable.
Yeah, well, that sounds real good. It look real good playing
we let
against
you talk old school.
Tulsa.
Let me talk. Let me rap old school. Let me rap old school. I let you rap old school. Let me rap for a minute, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he looked comfortable in the pocket. They're gonna have to put some pressure on him, on Nebraska for sure. Yeah. But they also gonna have to worry about stopping that run. I know y'all heard earlier. Nebraska had 4 running backs with 50 yards. Law Dog brought that up. Great point.
And who they play again?
They play Nebraska.
I mean, who did they play to get all that?
They play UTEP.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and
what was UTEP record last year? 2023.
Hey, old school.
What?
Don't y'all got an offensive line from UTEP?
And
I'm just saying.
He ain't starting. Is he starting?
You was about to diss.
Wait, I asked you a question. I wasn't about to do anything.
Yes, you was. You was about to diss.
I asked you a question. Is that guy from UTEP starting?
Is he?
Yes, I asked you that.
Yeah, he's starting on your offensive line. Yeah, he is.
Okay, good. That means he was the best one. They lost one.
Nah, he wasn't one of the best ones. He came from UTEP. He came from a team.
Was he a first streamer or a second streamer?
I for the argue.
I mean, no, ain't no argument. You're asking your own question. Was he a first? You're aware of him. Was he a first streamer or second?
He was a first string. He was a first string guard over there.
He made a goddamn good business decision.
On another 4-8 team.
He made a good business decision.
That's what we was about to get at. So y'all was about to see. You was about to get at that. Come on, old school. Come on now.
Hey, Chucky, can I jump in? Old school.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I have an offense that ran the ball total of all anybody that ran the ball for 59 yards. Is that a good output?
No, that ain't good. It ain't like they struggled to run the ball. It's just they didn't consist to it. They didn't just run. They didn't be consistent at it. It ain't like they struggled. They got the little yardage and stuff, but it wasn't like they struggled opening up
Right.
no lines or nothing like that. They didn't
Nobody
say,
said they did. Hold on. Let me cook. I let you cook.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, it was a choice, was it not, to not keep running the ball?
Yeah.
And were they playing North Dakota State? Yes or no?
Well, yeah, they made a choice not to keep running the ball against North Dakota State, not to be aggressive, overly aggressive with running the ball against North Dakota State. It ain't like they didn't run the ball because, like I said, it was wait.
Right,
This answer to your question.
Really
They ran it percentage-wise compared to passing. It was 60-40. Am I right or wrong?
Okay.
I mean, am I right or
Old
wrong?
school. Come on, you're wrong. Because
okay, why? Explain that part.
Okay, did he throw for over 445 yards?
And
what's 59 versus 449 yards?
Well, you mean talk about being aggressive and running the ball on the ground like that? We talk about yards like
Okay,
that.
Old school. Were you here earlier when I was breaking down why it's important to be able to run the ball?
I'm not asking you about the importance of running the ball. I know the importance of running the ball, bro. I know it. It's to keep the ball out of the other guys' offensive players' hands. Take time off the clock.
No,
I know that.
it's because you're playing at 3-3-5. If you were here earlier, we were talking about 3-3-5. The only one to bring someone out of the 3-3-5 because it predicates on you being able to hold the passing yards down and make daring someone to run the ball. That's why it's important this game.
And did I let me ask you this right here now, Alpha. Look here. Okay, when it comes down to this, to do a throw for 17 yards or 17 yards or 20 yards at the touchdown compared to our running back getting 5 or 6 yards, which one you think you'll roll with? Which is when it comes down to the guaranteed part of it, especially with the quarterback seeing the field better than you is.
Neither, because I can't win the game if they score 10 points or more.
That's right.
So
my point is this, Alpha, for real though, when I just asked you that stupid question because I knew what you was going to say, you was right. I get to the quarterback, let him do that because he knows what's going on. Only a smart person do that. And if you got one of the so-called number one quarterbacks in the nation, you don't really want to put the balls in there and make him make the ideas and stuff like that. Not taking it away from the coaches or nothing like that. You want to give him enough rope to hang himself. And so far, he ain't done that. And when he throw the ball, and when we talking about his capabilities, and then when we talk about his capabilities, Alpha, we talk about him pinpointing and putting it right where it's supposed to be at. This ain't gonna turn into no war between Sadura and their quarterback. It's not. That's not gonna happen.
No,
you know what it is? It's gonna be us maintaining. Go ahead.
Hey, go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's you.
They ain't going that they are in for a very rude awakening when it comes down to it. The bottom line of this game. I respect Old School for coming up here because unlike a lot of other CU people that like to peep in and listen, Old School the only one who gonna come up on the panel and have any kind of courage or any kind of balls to come up and say anything. So I give him that respect. You know what I mean? We get Chairman A over sometimes every now and then. Get Old School over here, but those are about the only two people that are honestly gonna come up here and have something to say about CU, even though they know they ain't got a chance to hell in this damn fight. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. They don't have a chance in hell for this game. But I had to come in here and talk my issue, my red hoodie on for a little bit. You dig? I had to come pop up on the scene while I was working on some other things. By the way, I don't know if y'all got a chance to read my shirt. Did y'all get a chance to read it? Y'all want to read it? Y'all want to read the red hoodie? All right, let me get the red hoodie pulled up for y'all so y'all can see it, man. Let me get the red hoodie. Hold on. Let me get on the solo layout so y'all can see it. Say, it's my turn. It's your turn. They say, nah, it's our turn.
There you go. I like that. I like that red and white because I got on red and white today. hey, Chuck, I can order one of that. I can order that through you.
Yeah, I'm saying you did. You want what old school?
I want to order one. How can I order one?
You want one?
Yeah. I'm gonna get back. I won't buy the 2X. I like the way it look. It don't look cheap. It look nice. I like that. I like my hoodies like that.
You did.
I got about 50 hoodies, B. For real though, in real life.
You gotta respect them guys though, man, that come up here on the panel, man. Cause I mean, not a lot of people want to come up here, man, and just talk football, man. They don't, man. They don't want to come up here and talk the game of football, especially when they talk about CU and whatever else is going on, man. And he stand on business, man. So I respect that from old school.
Hey, Chuck, before you go, can I send a shout out?
If it ain't nobody,
shout out to Law Dog, boy. I see you pulled up. I see you pulled off real fast when I pulled up, but it's all right, dog. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna catch you in traffic before the game start. Boy, I'm telling you, dog, you can't run and you show can't.
Hey, Law Dog, I know you hear it.
Yeah, he heard it.
Hey, he heard it. He heard it. They be back there supporting, and I appreciate the Raw Hat fan, all the gumbo and everything. Everybody coming through and kicking in. And all that. Man, I do, bro.
I appreciate you, Chubby. Big salute. And understand. We'll see when the breakdown come out, and then documentation of big conversation.
This ain't the only conversation we gonna have on this game all week. We probably gonna be talking this game all the way up until Saturday, and then y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go out here. Y'all know how it go. We'll be talking all this, man. You dig? So we'll definitely be doing that. But I know I got some people to look at it like Talkin see you with a red hoodie on. This no red week, ain't it? Hey, y'all, salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, checking it out, man, and all that, man. But we be back day after tomorrow, Wednesday for sure. So, but Raw probably should be on tomorrow. Don't y'all make sure y'all go tune in and really flawed it. And Raw had on Thursdays too, man. I got something off on Wednesday. But they got a show popping off on Thursdays, man, talking sports. So y'all make sure that y'all tune into that with Raw had and really flawed. And make sure y'all hit the notification bell.
Big salute, old school.
I know your boy. Look, I'm gonna tell you, ain't no problem with them. I just want to be able to stick around. Won't you stick around? Say I told you, so I can say I told you.
You all good with me. You all good with me.
Truckin, you are going to ruin your show. Laughing out loud. He adds nothing. Hey man, look, man. Old school stand on business. FMJ. He stand on business, man. I respect that about. I respect that old school, man. You feel me? I do, man. That's one thing I respect with him. He stand on his business and he ain't afraid to come up on the panel and talk. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't do that. They can't. So you got to respect that, dog. You feel me?
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, brother. See y'all, man. I'll be back at it Wednesday for sure. All right. Peace.